we got another Lions game this week as the Lions got the New York Giants coming to town this week to take on the Giants. And of course, this week for the Lions, they're officially rolling it back in black as they have confirmed they are wearing the black jerseys this week in the black uniforms. So yeah, back in black, baby. And in case anyone's wondering, yes, this is indeed an Amon-Ra St. Brown jersey. Because difference between me and everyone else in Lions social media is I don't let politics cloud my judgment like 95% of social media does. Especially since the Lions' Twitter is definitely not escaping the leftist echo chambers anytime soon. They ain't being those allegations. Because difference is, I don't let politics cloud my judgment, and I judge people based on character and personality and not politics. And plus Amon-Ra's dance had nothing to do with what side of political fence he's on. Because Amon-Ra has already said that he would have done a dance regardless of what president it was, on either side of the fence if they had a dance. But yeah, keep convincing yourself that he's a MAGA clown, you fucking moronic sheeple. But anyway, let's get out of politics and let's get back to football. So, let's talk about this game and see how the Lions match up against the Giants. So, of course, this week, the Lions, they're favored in this game by 10.5 points, so they're 11-point heavy favorites against the Giants this week. Detroit, they lead the all-time series over the Giants 25-21-1, and Detroit have won the last 3 meetings against the Giants. The last time the Giants beat the Lions was all the way back in 2016. The Giants this year, they're currently 0-6 on the road this year. Detroit is currently 3-1 at home this year. So let's go through some of the key players on the Giants roster. So, of course, at quarterback, it started the year off with Russell Wilson until we got benched because we turned out that maybe letting Russ cook was not a good idea when he burns the whole kitchen down. So really, it comes down to if it's either going to be famous Jameis Winston, who's an absolute wild card. You don't know if he's going to have a good game or if he's going to be a turnover machine. And then you got Jackson Dart, the rookie, who's currently questionable for this game under concussion protocol. I mean, if he's not cleared to go, it will most likely be Jameis Winston getting the start. But I'm imagining that it's going to be Jackson Dart the Lions are playing this week. I think Dart is going to clear concussion protocol this week, and I think he will be playing. So I think it's going to be Dart at QB. Well, for running backs, they don't got Cam Skattebo as he's out for the season with an ankle injury. Even though some people are really questioning that after his appearance on Monday Night Raw last night. With how physical he got during Raw. Honestly, just leave the man alone, you know. I know he's rehabbing the ankle injury, but if he wants to have fun in New York, let the fucker have fun for Christ's sakes. God damn it. Plus, a good chunk of the Giants squad was there too, and they got a little physical in that altercation with the Judgment Day too. Like, honestly, I don't know why the fuck you're giving Cam Skattebo so much shit for it, but yet there's like, 8, 9 other Giants players that were getting just as physical too. I don't know why you're not giving all them shit, but you'll give fucking Cam Skattebo shit. That's kind of hypocritical, to be honest. Like, I understand some of you want to make a point, but come on now. Let's not be a little hypocritical about this here. Anyway, back to football, though. For the Giants at running back, they're now relying on Tyrone Tracy to anchor the rock. And the Giants receiving core is banged up to hell. They don't got Malik Neighbors. He's out for the year after he tore his ACL. That's brutal for him. He's been actually pretty fun to watch. Sucks for him, too. Sucks also for Cam Skattebo. A speedy recovery to both of them, too. They've been fun to watch so far this year. Also, Darius Slayton, who's extremely underrated. He's questionable for this game with a hamstring injury. And that would be a big loss for the Giants if Darius Slayton can't go. Right now, the only healthy receiver they have worth a damn that's playing Sunday is Wan'Dale Robinson. That's literally it. In terms of receiving core. So offense is kind of shot the shit. The defense though, the D-line, Raheem Nuisance Roches, he's questionable with a toe injury, but they do got other D-linemen anchoring that front, as the D-line is mainly anchored by Darius Alexander, and of course the All-Pro Dexter Lawrence, aka Big Sexy Dexy. And of course they got some pretty good pass rushers like Brian Burns and Abdul Carter to anchor the load. And of course Kayvon Thibodeau, he is questionable with a shoulder injury. That would be a big loss if Kayvon Thibodeau ain't cleared to play Sunday. But, they do got Burns and Abdul Carter to anchor that up. And then for the secondary, well, Paulson Adebo, he's questionable with an MCL sprain. That would be a big loss if Adebo can't go. Then they got other names in that secondary, mainly just Deontay Banks and Javon Holland. Again, this Giants team is not really as talented as some people make it out to be. And, of course, they got an interim head coach in Mike Kafka after Brian Daboll got fired a few weeks ago. Which, honestly, Daboll's firing was well-deserved. Honestly, he was actually the second head coach fired. I thought he would have been one of the first. He really came into this season on a hot seat. He really did not do enough to evolve. Honestly, for Brian Daboll, he just honestly felt like a one-year flash in the pan. Had that good first year with leading the Giants to the playoffs, and really didn't do much after that. All he really did this year was just get Jackson Dart fucking killed out there. Because Dart's now had 4 concussions this year. Dart has had about as many concussions this year in 1 year than Tua Tagovailoa's had in his entire career. He's trying to turn Jackson Dart into Tua, for Christ's sakes. And give him as much brain damage as Tua, too. Good God. But yeah, honestly, Brian Daboll's firing is well-deserved. He'll get an offensive coordinator job somewhere. I think he's more suited as an offensive coordinator. Whoever gets him is getting a damn good one. But, of course, the one question I have for the Giants is, why the hell is Joe Shen still staying with the Giants and leading the next head coach search when he's built some pretty terrible Giants rosters? That's kind of confusing. One step forward, one step back, I guess. But anyway, Mike Kafka, the interim head coach. The new offensive coordinator is Tim Kelly. And the defensive coordinator is still Shane Bowen. The Giants' offense this year, it's currently ranked the 15th ranked offense, the middle of the pack. They're 19th in the passing game, but oddly enough, they're a top 10 running offense with the 10th best rushing offense. I wonder how much of that is without Cam Scatterboo, though. I think they were a little bit better with Scatterboo until he went down, and they're kind of falling down. The Giants' defense, though, is their ultimate weakness. They're the 29th ranked defense. They're bottom of the league in defense. 22nd against the pass. And they're the 3rd worst defense against the run, 30th against the run. So obviously the keys to winning this game is very simple. Guys, get that run game going, establish the run, and run that rock with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Just run the ball with them. Defensively, get pressure to Jackson Dart or Jameis Winston. I think the big key last week was, winning the turnover battle because the Lions lost the turnover battle. I think winning that turnover battle is going to be crucial. Get some pressure to Dart, make it feel uncomfortable. Also, it says Dart's pretty mobile, too. Containing him will also be crucial as well. D-line, the interior D-line, the O-line, really all they got to really do is just stop Big Sexy Dexy, and that's about it. They stop Big Sexy Dexy, everything's going to be good for Goff. And just give Goff some time to sling that rock. And if you're in a position where points are at a premium, just take the points, for Christ's sakes. The only time I think you should go for it on 4th down, if it's 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. If it's within 2 yards, then go for it on 4th down. If it's anything more than that when in field goal range, then take the damn points. All right, just take the points, man. If they're at a premium, take them. But, of course, offensively, well, mainly defensively, I have no concerns on defense. Defense has been playing at a championship caliber level. Most of the concerns coming into this game is on offense. Offensively, the Lions need to be more consistent on a weekly basis. Because their offense is good one week and rough and off the next week. And with the way Vegas had that point spread hit out, they're really banking on the Lions' offense being good this week. Because since, last week it was bad, that means this week it will be good. This offense needs to start being more consistent and get better on play calling. So, yeah, and of course, in terms of everyone trying to criticize Jared Goff and saying we need to replace Goff, here's my question. With who? Who are we replacing Goff with? There's nobody else that can come in here and do a better job than Goff right now. Alright, some of you just need to shut the fuck up and just be grateful for what you have right now. But yeah, we all know Jared Goff has flaws. Every QB in this league has flaws. It's on Brad Holmes and the Lions to try and hide those flaws and showcase Goff's strength more. AKA, what they didn't do with the O-line this year, especially in the interior. Which that can be addressed in the offseason. But yeah, Lions, like we've always said, the Lions, they haven't lost back-to-back games since 2022. They haven't lost back-to-back games in 3 years. Like ever since, they started at that 5-game losing streak in 2022, they haven't lost back-to-back games since then. Like, every time they've lost and got punched in the mouth, they've always bounced right back. And, this Lions team is going to be very pissed off with how last Sunday against the Eagles went. And the Lions, they're going to want to make a statement and make an example out of Giants this week. Plus, I should add something in here. The Giants actually can be eliminated from playoff contention Sunday, believe it or not. So, yeah, Sunday, if Detroit actually lives up to their potential and beats the crap out of the Giants, the Lions can actually help the Giants be the first team to be mathematically eliminated from playoff contention this week. Because the Giants, they can be eliminated from the playoffs this week with a loss plus a win from either Seattle, Minnesota, or Dallas. And honestly, I think Seattle's most likely out of those three because Seattle's playing Tennessee in a 1 o'clock game. And the Seahawks are always fucking beast in 1 o'clock games for whatever reason. So, yeah, wow, Dallas is playing against Philadelphia and Minnesota is playing Green Bay. Like, Dallas is not beating the Eagles, and there is a chance Minnesota could beat up Green Bay with how inconsistent the Packers been. But it's in Lambeau, so I don't think that's going to happen. So, yeah, I think the Lions' offense is going to bounce back after what happened in Philly. I think Dan Campbell's going to coach a better game this week. He's going to be, like, the Lions are, like, the offense, the point is the offense is going to be hell-bent on bouncing back and making a statement and making an example out of the Giants this week after what happened in Philly last Sunday night. And I think it's not going to be a close game. I do think the Lions are going to cover the spread. I have Detroit winning this game 27-14. I don't think this is going to be a close game at all. I have Detroit winning this game handily. Like, it's going to be an ugly blowout, and I think the Lions are going to make the Giants the first team to be eliminated. So yeah, the Lions need to come up big and beat the Giants here and send the Giants spiraling down further in the tank bowl. All I say to the Giants is, for your next head coach, choose wisely with your next head coach. Because it might be the difference in you either getting out of the basement and being a contender again, or if you continue your little Florida Marlins cycle where you're only good every few years and pull a run out of your ass and then be dog shit for it. But anyway, let's go get this win Sunday in the Blacks. Let's go beat the Giants. And let's get back on track and try and get back in the playoff race and get back in the NFC North race. And of course, this Sunday starts another 3-game brutal stretch for the Lions, because the Lions will be playing 3 games in the next 11 days starting Sunday, because they got the Giants Sunday, then Thursday again the Packers on Thanksgiving Thursday a couple days later, and then they got the Cowboys the week after on Thursday Night Football. So yeah, which the Lions should be no strangers to this kind of stretch. They had this exact same stretch last year when they played the Colts on a Sunday, then they played the Bears on Thanksgiving, and then the week after played the Packers on Thursday Night Bowl. But yeah, the Lions, we all know this team is on. I think this team, the Lions, are a lot better than their 3-1, that 6-4 record says. And the only issue with the Lions has been the offense. Like, the inconsistencies on offense is holding the team back. Plain and simple. If this offense is consistent, they could be just as good as they were last year. Like, really, with how much talent there is on the Lions offense, there's no excuse for it to be as inconsistent as it is. It's inexcusable. So the Lions, they just need to come out Sunday, make an example of the Giants, and get back on track. And get some momentum going in this tight race for the NFC North and the wild card race, and try and get back in the playoff picture. But anyway, let's go get this win. Let's go beat the Giants. And let's get to 7-4 and get this thing back on the right track. Because with the way the Lions' inconsistencies are, don't look too far now. But the Pistons are knocking right on the doorstep to take the #1 sports team in Detroit right now. They're knocking to take that spot from the Lions and take the head of the table in Detroit sports. Just watch out, Lions. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. But let's go get this win. Let's go beat the Giants, baby. And so Detroit can get back to where they should be and where their potential is. So I'm out, and as always, go Lions.